Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today I'm going to share with you how to do this lovely little duck playing in the water here. That is using two stamp sets. I got the Easter Friends, and that's that happy duck here. And also I'm using After the Storm. We're going to use both clouds, the raindrop, and both of the greeting for this one. I get a lot of use of this stamp set. Love it. And so to speed up the process, I stamped the duck with StazOn ink because I watercolor, and I just add daffodil and pumpkin pie. The reason why I needed to do this now before and let it dry so it won't mix the color. Now, I had started this video, the battery was dead, so I use a clear block for my palette. So I ink this with balmy blue ink. Now, before I start watercolor, I call it priming your paper. So make sure that I get the water. This is Aqua Painter, a water painter brush. You put the water in the barrel. It's handy and it's not messy. I love it. So now make sure that you prime, squeeze this, you get the water on. Now you're going to put the water where you want that pond to be. So this, I'm going to help it to brush smooth. Now I'm going to go on my clear block and get my blue. And I'm just going to mix that here. So I'm going to show you what happens if you don't prime your paper. Okay, 1 second. We're going to put that there. That's about right here. So you see I go very close to the yellow in the feet. So if it would be, if I wouldn't let it dry, it's a good chance that those color would mix together and then that would make like a green or whatever. So now voila. Now I'm going to let that dry a little bit and we're going to put a bit of shading. But what happens if you don't prep, like prime your paper? So now I get my water with my color and I start, now I get a lot of water. But many times what's going to happen, you get a chunk that's very dark and it's going to stay there. So that's the main reason. We're going to put that aside. We're going to let that dry a bit, give a bit of shadow. Now we're going to do the clouds. So for the clouds, I'm going to use Smoky Slate and Balmy Blue. I'm using both of them. I'm going to go ahead and do two of the Smoky Slate. That's the long one. Going to put that there, put that there. Now I'm going to come with the Balmy Blue because clouds are sometimes depends the stage of the storm, right? Okay, now I'm going to come with the Balmy Blue and we're going to add our clouds. And I stamp, once and back down so I get different color. So now I got my clouds there. We're going to use what I call the raindrops. And that's going to go lighter. So what I like to do, it's ink. This is Balmy Blue. Stamp off. And then I'm going to come here sideways. Stamp off. And I can go more than once, right? See? Stamp off. As it goes at the bottom, I like it lighter, right? Here we go. That's it. Now, I wanted to add a little bit of shading, like I said, just under the feet. So I'm going to take more blue. This time, I'm just going to go. Okay, now I need to brush that a little bit more here. Here we go. So now I get a little bit of shading under him. I'm going to put that aside. let me share how to do the umbrella, and then I can do my grading. I think it's going to be dry enough. So the umbrella, I am using the Abstract Beauty paper. I die cut the strip there with, this is a die that get a lot of use in this room. It's the scallop contour. You get all those beautiful, you get the flower that match with the stamp set, but also I dropped my thing on the floor. Can you tell? You get also all those beautiful frame. So it's a great set for many, many use of it. It's one, like I said, that I find myself more and more to grab this stamp set. It's just something about, not stamp set, but dies. See, we get all those frame, and we get the flower, plus we get the border, the scallop stitch border. Not just a scallop, but get the stitch, and many of the frame also. So, I die cut this, and then I use, well, I'm going to be honest with you, I use a punch, but we don't have those punch anymore. So you can use a die cut, a circle die cut, and you just align it between your scallop. I like to have a full scallop in the center and partial on each side. I think that looks better. So depending on how high you're going to put your punch or your die, that's how tall your umbrella going to be. So this one was too short. I find it a bit too short for my duck, see? So that's it. So we got our umbrella. Now I'm using just a regular old punch. That is just like a regular old punch, like for school, so on. To put the three old binding holes there. Just punch that. And now we're gonna, and you can find these punch at pretty much any, let me think here, like office store, Walmart, any place that sell office, school supplies. Now I'm using a old punch, glue dot. My goodness, my words are all over this morning. Now I'm taking that little thing here, put that just at the top, just add a little nub there. I want that in the center though. Here we go. See how much that dressed the umbrella, right? Sometimes it's just those little tiny things that make a big change. Now I just cut, this is not a quarter, it's less than a quarter, just a little strip of scrap paper. I cut that out of this. This is the gold foil. Now we're going to glue this here. Don't worry about the length, because it depends where you're going to glue your, where you put your duck and so on. We're going to adjust that as we go. Now I got that here. I want my umbrella to be raised up, so we're going to use, and I want to make sure to keep that in place. Here we go. Oh, might as well put one there to keep my stick. Okay, let's remove this, and then we're going to decide how long we need it. Okay, let's bring this here. I'm going to put that sideways a bit. Okay, now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that diagonal. Just below his little feather there, its little wing. Voila. That's it. Now, just because I stamped that with memento, you can use stays on also, because we use the stays on for the duck, right? I think it's enough. Here we go. Now we're going to take this, we're going to stamp that right here. You want to give a good push. This is watercolor paper, I should have mentioned that. You want to press it good on a watercolor paper, because watercolor paper, it's cotton. And it's rough a little bit. The texture of that, it's rough, so you have to give a good press so it's going to stay there. Now I'm on that on Night of Navy, and then on Daffodil Delight. Boom. And inside I put the clouds again, and You Have Been on My Mind. Perfect card scent just because, right? So I will have all measurement on my blog. Right below you get the direct link, and also you can order your supplies right there 24/7. You can tell this one, I get a little bit more of the circle, this one less. And this one would be even less. So you can play with the size of that, but the gold, that's all part of the paper. That's part of the abstract beauty. Again, all supplies will be listed on my blog, and also the measurement right below. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye-bye for now.